If you lost your job tomorrow, what would you do? And I don't mean the polished version you'd give in an interview. I mean, what would you really do? Like tomorrow. No paycheck lined up, no severance confirmed, no timeline, just you, your bills, and a phone that isn't ringing yet. Most women have an answer that sounds reasonable.
I'll update my resume. I'd reach out to my network. I'd find something similar.
And those are all reasonable things, but here's what no one says out loud. A resume isn't a plan. A resume is a request. A resume is you asking someone else for permission to earn income. And while you're waiting for that permission to come through, your savings account is moving in only one direction. And the harder question is this: what do you own that generates income regardless of whether someone approves your application? Most women have never asked that question, and most of them don't have an answer to it either, yet. If you're new here, my name is Nick Scott, and I'm the founder and CEO of Her Income Edit, where I help professional women turn their existing skills into coaching income, digital products, and online businesses. So, if you're excellent at what you do, underpaid for how much value you bring, emotionally exhausted by corporate unpredictability, or quietly wondering whether your skills could become something bigger, you are in the right place. Today, I'm talking about the backup plan most women never build until they desperately need it. But before we get into it, if you're still stuck at the very beginning, not sure what you'd even coach on, I made something especially for you. It's called 101 Coaching Ideas, and it's free. I created it so you can stop staring at a blank Google Doc and start seeing the income potential in what you already know. The link for 101 Coaching Ideas is down in the description. And I want you to stay with me until the end of this video. I'm going to be sharing how you can build your first $2,000 coaching offer so you have it ready before you ever need it, because that part right there, that's what changes everything. I want to start off by asking you something a little different. When's the last time you built something that belonged entirely to you? Not a title, a salary range, or a benefits package administered by someone else. I'm talking about something you built, something you own, something that generates income because of your skills, not because someone signed off on your timesheet. For most women, the honest answer to that question is never. And that's not a criticism. That's the design of how most of us were taught to think about income. We got educated, we got qualified, we got hired, we performed, and we got paid. That's the only income model most of us were ever shown, and it works. The fact is, layoffs happen to high performers. Restructures eliminate people who gave 15 loyal years. Entire industries shift faster than anyone predicted. And here's what makes this conversation particularly uncomfortable. Most women are feeling this vulnerability right now, and they're doing nothing about it. And it's not because they're not smart enough. And it's not because they don't care about their financial future. Most women aren't doing anything about it because the solution that makes the most sense, building income that you own, it feels like a project that requires more of your time, more knowledge, and more clarity than you currently have. So you stay in the one income model, you stay slightly anxious about what would happen if, and you keep meaning to do something about it without ever quite making any moves to make it happen. And this video is for the woman who's ready to get there. This is for the woman who felt it during COVID. This is for the woman who watched it happen to a friend. This is for the woman who has lived it herself. And this video is for the woman who still hasn't built anything that belongs to her. Here's the thing. I had my very own version of exactly what I'm talking about. It was March 4th, 2026, and it took less than 15 minutes. And the result was a job I genuinely loved. It was gone. But what kept me from falling apart wasn't my resume. It was the income strategy that I'd already been building for myself alongside that job. But today, I want to talk about what most women do when that call comes, because the pattern is almost always the same. They panic, they dust off their resume, update their LinkedIn headline, then they wait. Now, here's a perspective worth thinking about today. Most women aren't one job loss away from crisis. They're one packaged skill away from stability. And that right there is a very different problem to have. One is about what happens to you, and the other is about what you decide to build. So let me ask you something specific. Have you ever helped a colleague navigate something difficult at work? Have you ever mentored someone through a decision? Have you ever helped a friend think through a problem they couldn't see clearly on their own? Have you ever trained someone on a process or system that you know better than anyone else in the room? Have you ever walked someone through a transition without any kind of playbook? If you answered yes to any of those questions, guess what? You've been coaching. You just haven't been charging for it. And that's the thing that most women miss. When most people hear coaching, they picture a very specific image. They picture someone with a ring light, a personal brand, a huge audience on social media, and a certification framed on their wall. And then most women immediately think,
That's not who I am.
but coaching isn't a personality type. It's not a performance. It's not a specific aesthetic or a certain kind of energy. Coaching is simply the application of your skills to someone else's problem. You know something and they need it, and you help them get there. And if you're like most women I know, you've been doing that specific version of coaching your entire life. Think about the last time someone came to you with a problem in your area of expertise. You helped them, right? And it probably felt easy to you. In fact, it probably felt like just a conversation, but to them, it might have been the most useful hour of their entire month. That is coaching. And when it's packaged, priced, and positioned, that is a coaching business. The only thing missing for you right now is a structure, a price, and a way for you to clearly say,
I can help you with that, and here's what it looks like.
now let me talk about the thing that's probably running through your mind right now.
But Nick, I'm not a coach.
And I want to spend just a minute talking about that exact sentence, because it's usually not really about whether or not you can help someone. That sentence is about,
I don't have a certification. I don't have a niche locked in. I don't have a social media follow. I don't know what to charge. I'm not even sure anybody would pay me.
and listen, I get it, but here's what I want you to notice. None of those things are what makes you a coach. What makes someone a coach is having a repeatable skill that produces a result for another person. Here's the thing. The person who needs your help, they're not looking for you to have a certificate. They're looking for a guide. They're looking for someone who has been where they're going and can help them get to that destination faster. And if you've done that even once in your life for free, for a colleague, for a friend, you can do it again, but this time with pay and with a structure that makes your coaching sustainable. Now I want to talk about the other thing that comes up for women when they consider charging for their skills, because it's just not the sentence, I'm not a coach. There's something underneath that sentence. It's the quiet fear that charging for your skills somehow makes you less generous. It's the belief that if you're good at something, you should just help people. It's the hesitation that putting a price tag on your skills, it somehow makes you calculating or self-interested. And that, what I just described, that is one of the most expensive beliefs women can carry. It keeps talented, high-achieving, and capable women in a cycle of giving away the very skills that could change their financial lives. So here's the shift that's worth making. Charging for your skills isn't the opposite of generosity. Charging for your skills is what makes your generosity sustainable. When you've built income around your skills, you can help more people with more energy and for a longer period of time. Undercharging or providing free coaching until you burn out is not generous, y'all. It's exhausting. And the people who benefit most from your skills, they deserve a version of you who isn't running on empty. Now, if you're sitting there thinking,
I genuinely have no idea what I would coach on.
I want you to stop letting that question stall you and go sign up for my 5-day email course. It's free, and 5 days from now, you won't be someone who's still thinking about it, because you'll have a coaching topic, a target audience, and the beginning of an offer. And that's what this email course is designed to do. It's completely free, and the link for my 5-day email course is down in the description. But keep watching, because what I'm about to to share is the part most people skip. And skipping this is exactly why most women don't build income until they have no other choice. Now, let's talk about timing, because most women approach building a second income stream the same way they approach going to the doctor. They wait until something's wrong, then they say,
I'll build that when things slow down. I'll start when I have more time.
or
I'll figure it out if something happens.
and then guess what? Something does happen. And suddenly you're trying to build from a place of panic instead of a place of intention. And building from a place of panic is one of the most expensive decisions you can make in this space, because when fear is driving your decision, you underprice to get any client that's going to pay you. You overpromise in order to compensate, and you say yes to work that drains you because you can't afford to say no, and then you end up building the exact kind of business you said you didn't want. And there's a cost to that, and it goes far beyond a financial one. When you build your business from desperation, you're starting your business from a scarcity mindset. And scarcity makes you easy to take advantage of in this industry. It makes negotiating harder. It makes setting boundaries harder. It makes believing in your own value harder. The version of you who builds before you're ready, she walks into every conversation completely different, because at that point, you're not selling from fear. You're sharing from confidence. And that type of energy, it permeates through everything else you do in your business. Now imagine if there's a version of you who builds something this year, not because a layoff forced your hand, but because you decided your skills were worth building on. That version of you doesn't panic when you get the calendar invite, because that version of you has options, and options are what safety looks like. Now, can I be direct with you about something? Waiting for a crisis to justify building a second stream of income is a plan entirely built on loss. And as far as I'm concerned, you deserve better than that. You deserve to build something because you decided to, not because someone else made the decision for you in a 15-minute Zoom call. The skills you have right now are valuable right now, not after a layoff or after the panic sets in. Your skills are valuable right now, and every single day you wait to package them is a day your target audience is paying someone just like you for the same skills. So let me tell you what building on your terms looks like. It doesn't look like quitting your job tomorrow. It doesn't look like posting on social media every single day or building a massive audience before you can earn a single dollar. Building on your terms, it looks like having one structured coaching offer that exists alongside whatever it is you're already doing. I'm talking about one offer with one clear outcome, one price, and one link you can send to people interested in working with you without apologizing. That right there is the starting point. It's not a full business or a rebrand or a new website or a 6-month content strategy, because once your offer exists, everything else changes. And having an offer, that's what changes how you answer the question, if you lost your job tomorrow, what would you do? Because instead of the answer being,
Update my resume,
the answer becomes,
I already have something.
and that's exactly what 2K in 2 hours helps you do. By the end of the day, you won't be someone who's still trying to figure out what to sell. You'll have a complete, priced, ready to sell $2,000 coaching offer. An offer you can clearly talk about, one you can send a link to, an offer that answers the question,
What would I do if I lost my job?
with something other than silence. You'll get the templates, the pricing cheat sheet, the word for word sales scripts, because they're all in this micro course to make sure you don't just build your offer, but you know how to sell it as well. Because the version of you who has an offer is a fundamentally different woman than the one who's still waiting to feel ready. The link for 2K in 2 hours is down in the description, or you can visit my website at herincomeedit.com/2K. Before I go, I want to leave you with this. The question isn't what would you do if you lost your job? The question worth asking here is,
What am I I building today so that question never has the power to break me?
Because here's what I know. You are not short on skills. You're not short on knowledge. You're not short on the ability to deliver results. What you're short on is the belief that your skills are worth packaging, and you're short on the structure to package your skills without starting from zero. The good news is that's a solvable problem. Your resume asks for an opportunity. Your offer creates one. One of those is permission-based and the other is ownership-based. But the gap between those two things isn't as wide as you think. All it takes is one structured offer, one clear outcome, and one conversation with someone who needs exactly your skills. That's where the income that you own, that's where it starts. It doesn't start with a logo, a website, or 10,000 followers. Your second stream of income starts with one offer that solves one problem for one person at one price. And let me tell you something. Once you experience what the income that you own feels like, you won't go back to handing over your entire financial life on someone else's yes. The bottom line is this: your backup plan shouldn't live on a PDF waiting to be emailed to a stranger on LinkedIn. Your backup plan should be your business. Your backup plan should be an offer. Your backup plan should belong to you. If you're still working your 9 to 5 and you're watching this video, go watch the video below. This next video is specifically for where you are right now. It gives you a step-by-step look at building your second stream of income without walking away from the stability that you already have. And if you're still watching, drop backup plan down in the comments, okay? I'll see you in the next one.